Welcome to the Cult Classic Horror Show. Every week, you can have the conversations you've always wanted to have about the films you love.
Shut up!
We're gonna get you, not another peep.
Get rid of your distractions and prepare yourself.
Then lock your door. 5, 6, gonna crucifix.
You got a big surprise coming to you. You're not going anywhere.
Welcome everybody to the Cult Classic Horror Show. Danny Bonin here with you.
And Scotty Bonin with you guys.
We are the Blood Brothers. And we're not in the same room, as you can tell. And
Onelio
Estevez.
Here. All three of us are back together. It was just Danny by himself for the interview, so two interviews this week that hopefully you guys listened to. Yeah.
They were
busy.
Big interviews too. Big ones.
Yeah, they were pretty decent. Yeah, one Prodigy.
I had to do a lot of research and get them, get educated on the peoples that were making the movies.
Exactly. I
I've been seeing a lot of previews for the Prodigy.
Yeah, I interviewed Nicholas McCarthy, director of The Prodigy, which releases on the 8th. So next Friday, I think, or Thursday, whatever that would be. And so you guys should go check that out, listen to the interview. And then I also interviewed Matt Lauria from Blumhouse's Into the Dark episode Down, which is on Hulu. So if you guys don't know, Blumhouse TV through Hulu has been doing one sort of horror anthology movie a month that has to do with a holiday in that month. And so this month obviously is Valentine's Day, and so they did a Valentine's Day themed movie, and it's called Down. It's about a couple people getting trapped in an elevator. Nice. Check that out. It's yesterday. It's on Hulu right now.
Sounds sexy.
Yeah, and I interviewed Matt plays the main guy in it, and I wasn't really super familiar with him, but he's in like Friday Night Lights, the series, and Kingdom, that MMA series, and like CSI and
Chicago Code.
He's in like an episode of 30 Rock, and he's a TV guy. He's in a ton of TV shit.
He's in Miss Bala, that new movie Miss Bala coming out.
Yeah, I don't know anything about.
I just saw previews for that along with the Prodigy reviews.
All right, well, all that, but today we're talking about Leprechaun 2.
Yes, Leprechaun 2.
Where's me gold, Robert?
God. These movies are so bad.
Dude, they're still not as bad as Puppet Master yet. I'm not saying they're not going to get worse because I haven't seen all these movies, but so far, I got to say, we don't have
I'm gonna say straight up that Puppet Master was better.
What? State your reasons. State facts only.
They just had like a better feel.
There's no toy Bodega Bay on a matte painting at the edge of a cliff.
Miniature. I do like the Puppet Master soundtrack, though.
I do, actually.
No, these are. I will say these are better because at least he's always evil, and like the Puppet Masters try to do they're nice.
They're back and forth. Yeah.
It's too confusing.
This at least is going in the right direction all the time.
Yeah. I think in Puppet Master Puppet Master ended up being. They were more times the good guy than the bad guys, right? Like, if you're looking at the whole series.
Tried to be.
Yeah. Or it was almost 50-50, but I think it was more good.
I will say, although this series I am liking better than Puppet Master so far, none of them have been as good as Littlest Reich.
Yeah, Littlest Reich was
yeah,
badass.
that was good.
But that was a new movie with new technology.
Yeah, it was a lot newer and had a lot more effects, big time. And of course, what's his name was the writer.
Oh yeah, fucking what the fuck?
Bone Tomahawk.
Yeah, my idol.
Right?
Why am I
Kurt
blank?
Russell?
No. Who's the guy that wrote Bone Tomahawk? Why am I totally blanking? Brain fart right now.
I cannot believe I'm brain farting. Craig Zoller.
S. Craig Zoller. There we go.
Steven Zahn?
No.
That's Craig's.
Steve's.
I like Steven Zahn though.
Yeah. What does this have anything to do with Steve Zahn?
I mean, it's close to S. Craig Zoller. I was.
No.
You don't know. He could have got his inspiration.
No.
Yeah, you're right.
Definitely not. All right.
This movie was also known as another title, One Wedding and Lots of Funerals. I have no idea why, but that was the alternate title.
I think that was the title in some territory or in Europe and somewhere else. Like it was actually called that there. That's what the poster said.
I wonder why.
I don't know.
Yeah. Leprechaun 2.
Leprechaun 2, here we are.
1994.
Leprechaun 2 was not a sequel. It was a reboot, really. It does not follow the events of the first one. Even the mythology, they don't reuse any of that shit.
Yeah.
I thought the four-leaf clover is what killed him, but now it's like wrought iron.
Yeah, the only thing they did have a little nod to the four-leaf clover on his go-kart. It had like a four-leaf clover crossed out, but that was it. There's no mention of it. And yeah, I mean, I watched the interview. I did watch some interviews, but I watched the commentary. As everyone knows, I've bought the Blu-ray set. As did who picked David Martin? Is that who picked it up too? We're supporting. We're putting food on the table of the Leprechaun producers. And,
they're like, oh my god, all these Blu-rays getting sold too.
And what's his name, Jones in the first one, because since he originally wrote it, I assume he still gets a little kickback every time anyone does anything with the entire franchise. Mark Jones, I think, was that the director on the first one? Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Mark Jones. Anyways.
Yep. Jones.
But so I just got to say before we get into this, I watched commentary on this, and it was with the director. He had a strange name. You just look it up.
Rodman Flender.
Rodman Flender. All right, you must have it pulled up. I'm not going to pull anything up.
I do.
All right, Rodman Flender, and it was. It wasn't the best commentary. It wasn't as bad as Friedkin's commentary on The Exorcist. I don't know if you guys remember us talking about that. He literally narrated the entire movie, and that was it. He was like, "Oh, and now he's obviously coming up the stairs, and now it seems he will. Now he's about to open the door, and there he opened the door, and now he's going through the door, and she's of course on the bed, and she is there, and." Of course, this is the part where, of course, it says, help me, and you'll see on her stomach, and there it is, says, help me on her stomach. I'm like, good God!
It's like, tell us some, behind the scenes, what was happening?
This?
I know.
Worst commentary ever is on The Exorcist.
So this wasn't worse.
It wasn't worse, but it was pretty bad. And Flanders? What the hell's his name?
Flanders.
Ned Flanders. Even said out loud in the commentary, what it was someone from Fangoria doing the commentary with him, almost like interviewing him while he was doing the commentary. And he even said at one point, I need to not just narrate, because he was narrating a couple things. I need to not do that. I hate it when directors just narrate in their commentaries. But then he didn't. Yeah. What he kept doing was, I don't think it helped having the Fangoria guy there. What he kept doing was just going off on side stories. Like he would just go off on side stories and keep going, and then when he was silent for a moment watching the thing happen, it's like the Fangoria guy couldn't just let him be silent. Like if there was silence that fell, and normally I think in a normal commentary it would be silent and the director would be watching, and then he would obviously be trying to think of interesting shit to say at that point in the movie, and then he would say that. But instead of that happening, the fucking idiot Fangoria guy is like, I apologize if anyone from Fangoria is listening. Wonderful company, great magazine.
Oh, you suck.
Yeah, they are.
But it would be silent, and then I was like, okay, good. He's gonna like watch for a second till he sees something that sparks a memory, and he's gonna talk about it. But no, the Fangoria guy is like, it can't be silent, and he's like, so later in your career, what did you blah blah blah? I'm like, I don't give a fuck about later in his career. I want to know about Leprechaun 2 and what happened in Leprechaun 2.
Mm-hmm.
Well, after all my success with Leprechaun 2, I directed several very successful speed stick commercials.
Yes,
for the By Menon Corporation.
By Menon.
Oh, it's so good.
He did. What was he? He was a TV director mainly after this, I think. Flanders was, and whatever.
I directed several episodes of the after school ABC specials about the effects of marijuana. Believe I was consulted one time on a Simpsons episode. Yes, I've been very busy since 1994, actually.
And Mark Jones turned down. I turned down probably isn't the right word, but wasn't involved as a director on the second one because he was working on Rumpelstiltskin and went with that project instead, which obviously pretty much went nowhere.
He really kind of typecasted himself, didn't he?
Yeah, old men, little evil men. I suppose he is listed as a producer on this because he did come up with the story, and Warwick said that he saw him on set a few times, so he must have been there doing a couple things here and there.
Give him some tips and stuff. And his
but ultimately
ideas.
He wasn't really involved with it. So
looks like Rod Blender directed a few episodes of The Office.
Yeah,
yeah, and Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, he did talk about Tales from the Crypt a little bit. The OC, good God, that's Shannon's favorite TV show ever.
Such a great show.
Gilmore Girls as well.
I actually watched all of it with her when she was in college.
California.
Yeah, we California. Anyways, OC represent.
So
Ryan's a
hottie.
Didn't one of them overdose?
In the show?
Or after the show, probably.
Like what didn't one of the characters OD?
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember that well. Jeez, did you watch it last week?
No, I mean actually, my little brother, he was obsessed with that show. He was probably in middle school, maybe when that show came out.
Other shows you watch, you just can't stop watching, even though it's
I thought only girls were obsessed with that show.
No. He was very deeply involved in the OC.
Oh, God. Goodness sakes.
You get involved with their lives. You want to just keep following them throughout the whole show.
All right. Well, anyways, back to Leprechaun 2. My other gripe with the director is he's doing the commentary, and it's like he didn't know shit about Leprechaun and barely remembered a lot of stuff. And obviously, you'd think if you were scheduled to do a commentary for the film, you would maybe watch it ahead of time, just to refresh your memory. But he hadn't watched it ahead of time or anything, and the Fangoria guy was making references to shit that happened in Leprechaun 1, as opposed to how it, things that changed in Leprechaun 2, and you could tell the director was I hadn't ever seen Leprechaun 1 or anything, No,
he's I was looking on the movie version of Craigslist.
Yeah.
And I applied to several. I didn't get any, and then I finally got a call back, and I figured that, I would make this movie.
You think though that I guess this was made 1 year after Leprechaun, the first one. You think he'd watch it and before and get some ideas for Leprechaun 2.
He probably did watch it. He probably did, but he probably watched it once 20 years ago, Yeah,
but his commentary is more recent, so he probably forgot everything.
This re-release of the Blu-ray set I bought was in 2014, so all these commentaries and interviews and featurettes were created in 2014. So,
he's probably tried to forget this movie for a while.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. He's done some documentaries since then, but he says that Leprechaun 2's the project that follows him around the most. People talk about and stuff. So
Really?
Yeah, I mean, there's people out there that there's people out there that talk about The Shining still, and that was an awful movie.
yeah, I know the Stephen King one. I know the made-for-TV was horrible.
Look, okay, everybody knows that the made-for-TV version was the better version.
No one knows that.
No, it's we already debated this over a podcast.
Yeah, we had an entire episode.
We won.
Yeah, but you brought in one of your buddies.
No, he was just the moderator. Just the moderator.
Yeah, but he was a biased moderator.
No, I don't think so. He's never even seen.
He had more valid points than you did, so that's how it turned out.
He just sided with y'all because of your relationship.
Do you want to do it again, Rob? And we'll have your mom
it up.
moderate. You want your mom to moderate, and we'll do it again.
My mother will absolutely side with me.
It's because she's your mom.
We need Carmelo to moderate it.
All right.
Yeah, that'd be good.
It doesn't matter who moderates it. Our points are more valid. You would have to change the entire argument structure to your whole argument is what is closer to the book, when in actuality the argument is just what's a better movie.
Well,
Zynga.
no, I mean it is a better movie.
It's a made for TV movie though.
It's still a movie.
Yeah, but the effects aren't there.
Let's just move on. We already know about spaghetti cheeks.
Anyways,
we already know about the horror, the cheesiness. We already know about hologram Danny. We don't need to relive any of that.
Look, all I'm saying,
you guys can go listen to our debate over it.
Rebecca De Mornay alone wins.
No, that's not true. Yes, she's
like
better.
Shelley Duvall because she was more nitty gritty.
De Mornay is a better actress, but she's too polished. She wouldn't be dating some drunk guy. It's Wendy is who it should be.
Freddie Torres or whoever's listening, you need to make one of those memes where you have Rebecca De Mornay on one side, and then what that woman from the Shining Nicholson movie looks like now.
We all know that De Mornay is prettier, but
no, Shelley Duvall is basically a lunatic.
Well, that's what she was. You know, she was some crazy fucking mother.
That's why
chain smoked.
Movie so good.
Took the crusts off peanut butter and jelly for her son.
That movie ruined her career. Jack Nicholson barely survived that movie.
Oh, right.
It almost killed his entire acting career.
I think he went on to do a lot of movies after that, and he's one of the highest paid actors of all time.
What has ever happened?
Over Costner.
Yeah, I think he's a little more popular and makes just a little bit more money than Steven Weber.
Steven Weber has invested well. More than
I'm not taking anything away from Weber though, because we still have to cover Dracula Dead and Loving It.
Oh God,
I do love Weber though. Still,
yeah. All right, back to Leprechaun. We haven't really even got into it yet. I mean, we have.
Let's dive into this.
I mean, do we have to?
Yeah.
So it starts 1,000 years before 1994. So like 994, if that's what it is. And it's his 1,000th birthday, right?
I guess so, yeah. And so he's obviously they just pull this mythology out of nowhere, which is fine. They can do that, but it's just a second movie, so you would expect it to follow up, but it doesn't. It's just a complete reboot. They start years and years ago when he's there to take a bride on his birthday, which is now a part of his mythology. Every 1,000 years, he must have the chance to take a bride by making her sneeze 3 times. And no one has to say God bless you.
Is that really what's happening with this?
Yeah. Did you not watch the movie, Rob? You didn't watch the movie.
No, I did, but of course I faded in and out on this, okay? It doesn't actually keep you on the edge of your seat.
Rob didn't watch the movie.
I know, I knew the bride part, but the sneezing the 3 times, I think I just kind of glossed over that whole thing.
He said he had a rhyme. He even had a fucking rhyme. I don't remember what it was.
He has a rhyme. He has a rhyme for everything.
He was like, sneeze once, sneeze twice. I don't even know. Then he's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
He said sneeze thrice.
You don't even know the rhyme.
Here it is.
She
sneezes once. She sneezes twice. She'll be me bride when she sneezes thrice.
Ooh, see? And then he does the little... And she goes, Hachoo.
And then she sneezes. Yes.
Then he goes... And she goes, Hachoo. And then he had her dad held prisoner for life. And he said the only way that he'll let the dad go... Or we didn't know it was his daughter yet. Okay, we got the leprechaun. We got this old guy. They're in They're in Griffith Park. That's where this was shot. Griffith Park in Los Angeles, in California. And apparently they said that some like Back to the Future ripoff movie was shooting right next to them, and there was like their ripoff DeLorean kept flashing lights in the background, and they had to keep telling them, "Hey, we're like shooting over here." And so in one little flicker of scene, you can see a flicker of light in the background.
Oh,
It'd just be so awesome. I'd be so distracted by the DeLorean if I was there.
Yeah, well,
I wouldn't even be thinking about this movie.
He said it wasn't.
Holy crap! Did y'all guys see that? There's a DeLorean there.
I don't know if it was a DeLorean. They said it was a Back to the Future ripoff. It wasn't actually Back to the Future. It was like some Back to the Future ripoff movie. So I don't know what that would be.
I sure hope they got a DeLorean for the Back to the. What was this movie?
I don't know. That's why he didn't say. I don't know.
We need to find out what that movie was.
But they were shooting at the same time, Leprechaun 2 across Griffith Park. So there you go.
Well, this is probably shot in '93 though, because it was released in '94.
So anyways, Leprechaun's there holding the older guy hostage and says, "I'll let you go free if you help me get a bride, and I can get a bride by doing this." And he did that rhyme, and so he's like, "Okay, I'll help you." And then they're sneaking around the bushes. They go see the bride. She's behind the clothes hanger. She's
hanging laundry in the middle of the night.
She moves the laundry, and then the guy sees it's his daughter, and then obviously doesn't want to help the leprechaun. And so right before she sneezes the third time. And right before
she sneezed thrice. Yeah.
Right before he and right before he claims her, he says, "God bless you, my child."
Yeah.
And then runs.
And just kills the dad by breaking his neck, and he falls to the ground.
The leprechaun has incredible upper arm strength. He broke like that cop's neck in the first one.
Now I know Rob didn't watch the movie because he didn't use his arms. He used his powers to make him levitate, and then broke his neck.
Well, but still, he's still powerful to make him levitate,
Just admit it, Rob. Just admit it. It's okay. Just say it.
I could have swore there was some neck snappage going on.
Just admit that you didn't watch any of this movie.
I can't admit that. I watched enough of this movie.
Enough would be the whole thing. That's when you're doing a podcast on a movie. Enough is the whole thing.
My essence in this podcast is not research or development,
or even watching the movie.
I watched enough of this movie. Okay, I just didn't remember the levitation or the nose scratching.
Okay, no, I didn't say anything about nose scratching.
She nose itching.
There's no itching.
I assume he has to. Well, how does he make her sneeze?
He blows towards her general direction.
Yeah, that would make you want to scratch your nose. Like
you feel air against your nose, you want to scratch it, right?
Oh God, please! Like if you're like laying in bed or something, and little rogue wind comes by, or your dog passes by, you got to itch your nose.
No.
So now we're present day. 1,000 years.
Why couldn't he have just gone around anywhere during like the high pollen season?
Well, not every sneeze was instigated by him blowing in her general direction.
That's what I'm saying, though. Does the sneeze have to be instigated by him?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Or can any person just sneeze? Like, can he like hang around like a doctor's office during like allergy season or cold and flu season? And just wait for whichever hot girl sneezes 3 times.
I think so, but for some reason he's attached to this family bloodline. He just wants her, I guess. I don't know why.
So this is like Hellraiser.
The O'Day bloodline.
Is Hellraiser attached? I guess he sort of is attached to what?
Kirsty? No, but he's attached. Remember the toy maker?
Oh, are they all descendants?
Yeah, remember that's like the whole thing. Like even the Lance Hendricks movie kind of had like a little mention of. No, it wasn't the Hendricks one. It was the. It was the next movie after Bloodline that they had mentioned it again. Like our family's cursed, and they kept trying to link it to the Toymaker.
Yeah.
And they made it sound like at the end of the Toymaker movie that Spaghetti Cheeks would be cursed as well. You know, because he dies, but his bloodline lives on, and come on, that was a great movie.
The rate at which I forget movies is amazing.
I remember that. I do remember that. So this we have a bloodline here too. Then now they.
So
what year did Hellraiser Bloodline come out?
I don't know.
Good question.
Maybe Leprechaun has completely. Maybe Hellraiser Bloodline was like one of those half-done scripts, you know, like they kept talking about, and they were going to do Leprechaun 2, but then it turned into Bloodline, and then
1996.
They just said I put Pinhead in it.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
This was made after.
Well, I think it's 96. Close.
Bloodline was made after Leprechaun 2. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like the script was lying around somewhere, and somebody's like, "Man, we need to make a Hellraiser movie. Let's mix this and this and this together." Yes, Panda.
So he's in Ireland in the first part 1,000 years ago. Now it's present day, and he's in the city of Los Angeles.
Well, we see during the opening credits the journal sketches of the entire bloodline. It's like goes from woman to woman, and then as the sketches go on, they get. The times change, and then we even see the Titanic crossing the sea. So obviously she was one of the survivors of the Titanic. Her family was.
Yeah. So Bridget, the Bridget girl, is now a descendant of the guy that got killed, the O'Day family.
Yeah. Who also like the dad in Leprechaun 1 had what appeared to me to be a fake beard.
Oh yeah,
it's hard to grow a legitimate beard.
It looked like he had coffee grounds stuck on his face.
That was like spirit gummed pubic coffee grounds.
Yeah. It was like you took the remnants around Rob's asshole, because I assume he doesn't wipe that good, and then just glued it to your face.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what you do when you can't grow hair in your face. That's what I do.
Of course. And yes, now we're in present day. They're on the streets of LA, trying to sell tickets to just a group of. It's basically the dude and the old dude trying to sell tickets to their haunted tours.
Cody and Uncle Morty.
Yes, Uncle Morty, and you can tell this by just watching the movie. And it was confirmed by the director that they didn't really have, streets blocked off with extras cast. They just filmed it. And so if you look in the background, you can just see everyone like watching and turning to look and watching at what they're doing, because there's a crew filming them do their lines. And so it's just a little bit awkward. Even while they're standing in front of the hearse and the cars in the street are stopped at a stoplight, like every car is leaning over and looking out their windows and stuff at them talking by the hearse. It's sort of funny.
What was the name of their touring company? Like Dark Tours or whatever?
Yeah, Dark something. Look it up.
Darks. Yeah, I forgot what it was, but yeah, that was that. So yeah, they couldn't rent a whole space. They just had to shoot it.
Yeah.
Then we see Clint Howard.
Yeah. Good old Clint Howard from movies.
He's yeah. Grinch, all 13. He was in Solo, a Star Wars story. Ice Cream Man, which was filmed a year after this.
Yeah. I do. I see him every year in The Grinch because Chan makes us watch it once or twice, and he plays the mayor's stooge.
Which Grinch?
With Jim Carrey, Grinch.
That's not the real Grinch.
It's a good Grinch.
The original cartoon's the only good Grinch.
Whatevs. There's a new one out now.
Jim Carrey's a murderer. He killed his girlfriend.
What are you talking about?
Jenny McCarthy? She's still alive.
No, his other girlfriend. His latest one.
What?
He killed her.
What do you mean? Where's this coming from?
He faked like a drug overdose and he killed her.
Really?
Oh yeah, for sure.
No, he didn't. You just
know that.
You don't know that. He's crazy.
Okay, whatever.
He's lost his mind. See, you always just whatever me. Like,
whatever.
What if he is a killer, Danny?
What if?
You'd be covering it up.
No. Yeah, you would be sitting here making people think that he's not a killer when he really is.
Well, you might be doing the opposite.
Nah, he'll be okay. He's definitely a murderer.
All right.
So Cody advises Clint Howard's character to get some ice cream because he's too scared to get on the hearse.
Yeah.
So now I know if you're too scared, I just got to eat ice cream.
How it goes.
Then of course he was Ice Cream Man a year later. So
Cody gets all these people to buy tickets for the hearse ride, and then he leaves them. What seems for literally like 45 minutes. He goes back to their apartment to try and find Morty because he gives the tours, and then he finds him at the bar drinking, and then they have a scene in the restroom, which actually was one long shot. I didn't notice that till the Flanders pointed out in the commentary that there's no cuts in that scene. It's just one entire shot the whole time. So they had to rehearse it a few times and just really nail it. And you know what I will say, Sandy Barron, who played Morty, is an awesome actor, and he
was great.
He's a stand-up comedian and has been in a ton of old shit. I don't even know if he's still alive now. He might be, but he was great. And the guy playing Cody wasn't that bad. I mean, he was a little bit. You know what? He wasn't that bad. He was pretty good, I thought.
Yeah. His name again? His name is Charlie Heath.
Charlie Heath, yeah. And the girl, she was nice to look at, but she wasn't. She was
not. Her acting was not that great.
No, she wasn't good.
I mean, you're being kind of hateful toward this poor girl.
Oh,
she was trying to be Jennifer Aniston. This could have been her big break.
Yeah, but
Siobhan Durkin, her name.
Siobhan Jerkin. Durkin. Okay.
Durkin.
Yeah, obviously, you can see what happens to someone who has skill like Jennifer Aniston. Their career takes off, and her who couldn't act at all and didn't really do anything after.
I'm not really sure if you can say that Jennifer Aniston has skills.
I don't know.
I mean, she did do The Bodyguard.
I guess I'll have to watch that.
That's so bad.
Oh, goodness sakes. Holy.
My body is be guarded.
Oh, speaking of jerking my pee-pee, goodness. Durkin. That means it's time for the horror halftime.
Yes.
Where's the theme song?
All right,
here we are, horror halftime.
Cue soundboard.
We do have a horror freak of the week, and that horror freak of the week is
not Freddie Torres.
It is Freddie Torres. Freddie Torres
wins the horror halftime.
Freddie Torres wins by sheer volume of memes,
and they were great. It was quality and quantity. It was everything that you wanted.
I think there was one other meme, and then 15 Freddie Torres memes.
There was 3 or 4 other ones, but Freddie
that's true.
Totally dominated with it, his own gifs and stuff. And
my favorite was Rob disappearing as the Leprechaun with Travolta in there from Pulp Fiction. That was my favorite. Just put it out there.
I loved him. The one that he made of him throwing Rob as the Leprechaun into the shelf.
Yeah,
that was my favorite.
So, Freddie Torres, you are the horror freak of the week. Shoot us a message on the page. You could even just shoot me a message if you want, and we'll see what you got, what we still can send you. So, thanks for participating. You guys are all awesome in the group. And we have another chance to win next week. I need to keep track of who has won for the second time because I need to go back and do that. But anyways, participate next week as we continue on in this Leprechaun journey. You can become horror freak of the week if you're lucky. All right, that concludes the horror halftime.
Yes.
All right, what was my my next thing here was the exterior was the actual Houdini mansion that they shot outside of. Sorry, dropped my little stress ball here that Shannon got me as a joke gift.
You stressed? You're always stressed.
I'm just squeezing it.
Yeah.
Are you sure it was a joke gift?
Yeah, it was so I would beat her less.
You sure that's what you're squeezing?
Yeah.
I'm not there to see. You could be naked underneath your desk.
No. Never.
Damn.
Houdini exterior. That's just when they pulled the car in front of it. Obviously, it was on a soundstage when the leprechaun comes out of the tree and the homeless guy is, in there laying down. He's actually a circus clown. He's a clown. Fun fact.
In real life?
Yes.
Oh.
Who is?
The homeless guy. Rob, I know you didn't watch the movie, but it's this homeless guy. They take the
guy that gets his teeth.
They take the dark side tours next to Houdini's mansion.
I don't understand. I don't understand why he's just not a clown in this movie if he's a professional clown.
I don't know why they just had him be a homeless guy.
They probably saw him on the Back to the Future ripoff set. I'm like, hey, can you be a drunk?
Come on.
Wonder why there would be a clown on the Back to the Future ripoff set.
Maybe it was about clowns in the future.
Yeah. There's a lot of interesting things that were happening. Clowns. A lot of interesting things that were happening around this movie.
Yes. So he's a clown. I think that was my next note. Wow. Yeah, since the director talked so little about everything, there's large gaps in where it jumps to in my notes here. So, my next one is down in the labyrinth of his lair, but we don't really get there yet. We're on the tour. He tours all these apparently places where haunts happen, or what do they call them? Like death tours. So people who died in those houses or who used to live there but are dead now. So Houdini's mansion. He claimed that the first one was Bela Lugosi's house, but there's just some lady came out and threw a bucket of water on the hearse and whatever that was all about.
Gravy.
Yeah. So at the end of the tour, they end up at the go-kart track where they were supposed to hang out with all the cool kids on a Tuesday night from school or whatever night it was.
Yeah, that's right, bro.
That's right, bro.
Bridget ditches Cody.
Yeah, Bridget's all mad because they were supposed to hang out, but he had to do the tour because Morty was too drunk. So they get to the go-kart place, and you got Cool Todd there. I don't even know if that's his name, but he just looks like a Todd.
Ian. His
name's Ian. Oh. You got Ian there trying to mac on his Kool-Aid, and he's like, "Oh, Bridget." And she's like, "Aren't you working tonight? You can't come to the track with us." And he's like, "Oh, I don't have to work now that you're here." And then I don't have to come. Hey, can you come cover for me? Yeah, thanks, man. Then
what a douche.
Yeah, both of them were just trying really hard to finger her, big time.
Oh yeah, they definitely getting some action at the go-kart track.
Oh yeah,
I remember those. I remember those days.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what happens then. The leprechaun, he comes back out of his. Somehow he's been hiding in a tree over there.
Yeah, well then he takes the homeless man's gold ring or gold tooth, and then
that's right.
And then you see the homeless man come into the police station and blah blah blah.
Yeah, because Charlie Heath gets arrested for speeding, but then also doesn't have a driver's license and yada yada yada. And
did you guys notice he got a ticket also for 6 seatbelt violations, and there's only 5 people in the car.
Oh,
yeah, mm-hmm. It's pretty. I was paying attention there.
All right. All right. The go-kart place is in Malibu, called the Grand Prix. As of 2014, I think it was still there.
Ooh.
Right.
So you can go there.
It looked pretty badass.
Yeah. I don't know if they were the super high-speed ones. We've done that with my buddies before here in town for a bachelor party. We went and did those I don't know, high speed.
Like 60.
Was it 60? I thought they go up to maybe 50 or something, or
I think 60.
I don't know about that. Maybe.
Well, maybe. I don't know.
Either which way, it sounds awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. I drove off the track a couple times.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that high intense go-karts for this one. No.
So yeah.
But this was my favorite kill though. So Ian takes Bridget home after that, and Cody's at the cop station, and Morty busts him out.
You have to talk about the punch because
punches him in the stomach. Punches Ian in the stomach.
Ian's like, "Oh, can't I come in?" And she's like, "No, I've been seeing Cody." And he's like, "Come on," or something. And he says something else, and then she's like, "Well, how about this?" And then she like, you don't see it, but she like throws this half-ass punch to his gut. And there's like this horrible sound effect, and he's like, "Oh,
what a tease!
Stupid bitch!" As she walks in.
Then you see her, and this is where we get the booby shot.
Yes.
You obviously Warwick Dave, the Leprechaun, pretends to be her and has her voice, and there's like a vision of her.
He's got all kinds of powers.
Yeah, he has tons of powers in this.
The voice is the most creepy of all.
Yeah.
Yeah. You hear her like sweet voice.
Like Freddy Krueger that did that. He could do that.
Yeah, Freddy Krueger does it.
Mm-hmm. A couple other ones. Anyways.
So. Yeah. But then he walks towards her, and it's actually, in fact, was it like a lawnmower or something, or
it was so stupid. This is another point in the commentary where Flanders was like, they're doing this, and what? Oh, they're doing this. Yeah. So what happened? The Leprechaun, makes him see her in the garage and says, "Wait, come back. I do want you," or whatever. And so he's like, "Oh, okay." And then he walks toward the garage, and then starts taking her shirt off and takes her bra off, which I'm pretty positive those weren't her breasts because it never showed her face and the boobs in the same shot.
I mean, does it really matter though?
No, but
I actually have a note here about that. Let me go back to it. It was it was listed in like the goofs on IMDb. Let me find it here.
The stupid thing is that the Fangoria guy said the same thing during that time. He's like, I'm assuming those aren't her real, and Flanders didn't say anything. He just didn't answer him. There's like a few times where he just straight up didn't answer him, didn't say anything. I'm like, I'd like to know the answer too.
Yeah,
what a dick.
Yeah.
Here it says it says when the Leprechaun manifests an illusion of Bridget taking off her shirt, her skin tone and breast size changes when it's just her in her bra. Then nude. Also, it never shows her nude at the same time with her face. So yeah, obviously it was someone else.
Definitely someone else. It was someone off the DeLorean ripoff set.
Yeah.
Oh.
It must have been a porno. Like, come here.
Back to the Future.
Oh man, if there's a Back to the Future porno out there, somebody needs to send me links.
Back to the Coocher.
But I thought that was kind of cool with the blades cutting up his face with the lawnmower.
That wasn't definitely not a lawnmower. It was like two huge ass blades in a weird position. I don't know what kind of lawnmower that would have been. And the director even said, he's like, is that what a lawnmower looks like? I've never even seen the underside of a lawnmower before. I grew up in New York City.
What?
I was like,
you gotta when the grass gets all clogged up, you turn it over.
I guess if you grow up in New York City in an apartment and you never live in a house, you've never used a lawnmower.
Yeah, I guess so. You never mow your own yard, Yeah.
I don't know. Rob doesn't even mow his own yard.
No.
Speaking of,
I do now. I do now. I mean,
oh, do you?
Yeah. I thought your kids did it.
Well, no, they can't be trusted. Tried it one time and he ran over everything in the yard and tore my mower up.
Really?
The hose.
He's just a constant disappointment.
What do you run over? Like sticks and rocks and shit?
Oh yeah, just anything that was in his way.
Oh,
God, that'll ruin the blade.
It's exactly what I said. I sounded just like my dad. Damn it, that'll ruin that $20 blade. You just break shit quicker than I can fix it.
You're like, stop, I'll do it. Just let me get on my washout jeans and white New Balances, and I'll be right out there.
I'm not wearing my white New Balances out there. I put on my blue New Balances.
Oh, okay. Now, no matter what color they are, they're green now, right?
That's right. But the white ones, the white ones are for like church and stuff.
Church.
Those are classy.
Are you one of those assholes that wears like tennis shoes or skater shoes with dress outfits like khaki pants and button-up shirts?
Yes.
Oh dear God.
Yes. I guess I got 2 or 3 fresh Nikes in there that I put on with my khakis.
No, that's not okay. Yeah. I know a lot of you guys listening to this do that. Stop it. It's not classy.
You don't need.
It's not classy at all.
One, Casey Mitchell used to do that all the time.
That's if I even wear khakis. Most of the time, it's just blue jeans.
You don't wear khakis unless you're going to a place that almost requires you to wear them. But when you do, you go all out. You just put the fucking dress shoes on.
I don't.
Otherwise, you look like an idiot.
Shoes. I do not own a pair of dress shoes.
Well, before you buy another pair of tennis shoes, buy a pair of dress shoes.
Wait,
no,
Rob,
absolutely not.
Did you say you wear jean shorts or jeans?
No.
Jorts?
No, it's
jorts.
One or the other. It is
You're not
jeans,
wearing jorts?
Shorts? No, I do not mix them.
Thank God. I remember wearing jean shorts. That was horrible.
Back in the day. Who the fuck wears jean shorts anymore? I'm sorry. Some people do.
Bunch of people in Central and South Florida still rock the jean shorts.
Oh, yeah? All right.
Is there like stylish types I would maybe
There's no such thing as stylish jean shorts.
No.
Yeah, you're right.
I wish I had like some South Pole.
South Pole. They're not even. Like I used to call those spants because they go halfway down your calves.
They go like
right.
your
They look
ankles.
good.
Yeah.
Good old spants with some lugs on and a triple XL tee.
Some FUBUs or some K-Swisses. Yep. Yeah, those were the days. God.
Shopping.
Throw on one of those silver necklace chains that has like the 3 links and then gapped and 3 links and
Oh yeah.
That's it right there. Spray on your Moves, Adidas Moves cologne.
Oh yeah.
I had the
Curve.
No, I had Curve. What was the other one? The Nautica Blue or whatever it was.
Yeah, Nautica. Yeah.
Oh, that was good. CK1 was a good one, and CK1's unisex, so anybody can wear it.
Oh
yeah, it smells good. I wore the Clinique Happy.
Anyways, where were we?
Clinique Happy.
That does not sound unisex at all.
That's not. It's for men.
It's
called Happy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
'Cause I'm happy.
You gotta go try it. It smells good.
All right.
Anyways,
where were we?
Ooh, Canoe. That was another good one. Canoe.
So the lawnmower that ripped off his face. And then,
oh, yeah. Lawnmower. Didn't know what a lawnmower looked like. So, yeah. Then Charlie comes to the house. He apologizes with flowers. He gets in there and, Leprechaun appeared. Well, you see him crawling through the window, but then he appears, starts blowing or sneezes again. And she goes 3 times. He doesn't say, right when he's about to say bless you, the phone shoots off and wraps around his neck.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't make it. So he doesn't make to say bless you. So she becomes his bride.
He takes her to his lair, and she can't. They disappear together.
Yeah. Takes her to the lair, which was obviously a soundstage set there in the lair.
Yeah.
And they use that what do they call that, like forced perspective or the foreground work. So when it shows the wide shot of it does this like 3 times in that first scene that they're down in the lair.
Yeah.
When you see the wide shot, if you look on the right, there's that like cylinder thing that looks like it's a tunnel going, but it's really not. If you just look at it for a second, you can tell they totally set like just a hand-sized funnel right next to the lens of the camera. In the foreground, and the rest is in the background, and so it looks like it's part of the background, but it's really not. Yeah. So a little tricks of the trade there.
Yes.
So then Cody, his real name's Charlie, gets one of the gold coins again. Gets a coin, and of course, the leprechaun has to have all his gold, or he's going to go after the person that has the last coin to kill him. So that's what happens.
Yeah.
But you know what? But the police think that Cody is responsible for Bridget's disappearance. But then, meanwhile, Morty and Cody go to the bar, St. Patrick's Day bar, because they need to get a drink or something. And there's all these little people dressed as leprechauns. But there's no cops like trying to find Cody.
Well, and there are some cops at the bar at first.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. Because he's trying to hide from them. That's right. I see that.
Yeah. So yeah, they had this whole bar scene. This was sort of funny. I mean,
yeah, the bar scene was funny.
This whole thing of this party's going on, and they come out and they're at the bar, and then the leprechaun is there, which I thought Morty played that scene sort of weird, but I guess it was totally him that requested he play it that way, which was Charlie. He sits at the bar and is trying to talk to Morty, but Morty's just staring like off in the distance, and he won't answer him. And it goes on like that for like a full minute.
Weird.
And then finally Morty's like, it's too late. He's here. Then you point over, and then we just see him sitting there. And I actually think when he's just like that shot of him sitting across the bar, just looking at them, was sort of creepy.
Yeah, it was.
It was pretty creepy. And then
that was one of the better scenes in the movie for sure.
Yeah, that was creepy. And then he appears next to them right after that, and Morty basically challenges him to a drink off. But he cheats because him and this bartender have this little inside joke thing where if he asks for whatever rye, water, I don't know what, brown rye, something, he just gives him a little bit of Coke with water, and it looks like whiskey.
Yeah,
and
whiskey rye, yeah.
So they're starting to have this drink off. The leprechaun accepts the challenge. And you don't see this much in a movie where there's a villain like this, the leprechaun, where... it's Morty explaining the challenge, goading him on. It's the crowd doing things to him, but there's a lot of shots of just the leprechaun with no dialogue, of him just like listening and taking in the information. And I thought it was really weird. It was just real weird.
Yeah. He's just staring.
They're trying to build up like, inner character. It's all about.
Well, it was just him like looking at them. It was just him just sitting there. It was really weird. I don't know, but it was cool.
But he gets extremely drunk, and his magic's not working, and that's what the whole plan was to get him drunk, so he would fail and lead him to Bridget. But that didn't happen.
No.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was this or if it was the bar scene, but apparently they're sitting at the table, and there's a movie poster behind Cody and Morty. Friday the 13th Part 2, the bloody
that was back in the beginning still.
Okay, that was I actually did see that too, and I read the note. I'm like, oh yeah, that was Friday the 13th Part 2.
I mean, there's that. There's an Exorcist print in his room. Chamber of Horrors there's some throwback or some references here and there, so obviously Flanders was a horror fan, but I guess just never watched, didn't keep up on it.
For the little people chant, the one of us chant, that's a tribute to Todd Browning's 1932 Freaks, as the little people sing that. So obviously he was a fan of that as well. But
also, if you catch it, there's during that chant, the first part, there's a girl little person at the table next to him, and I guess that is Warwick's actual wife.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
Yeah. So check that out.
Who's the main black little guy that's in Bad Santa?
Yeah, I forgot his name, but he's in the bathroom scene there.
He's funny. Yeah, you want some, or what was it? Jelly, or what he was
some of me gold, or something like that.
The chocolate gold coins. That's right.
So he gives him a chocolate gold coin, which will come into play later in the movie.
Yeah.
So anyways, they get him drunk. What happens next? They leave.
That Clinique Happy for Men is expensive.
Oh yeah, are you shopping for it now?
It's for Tony Cox is his name, by the way.
Yeah,
that's right.
Tony
Cox. It's $40 for 3 ounces of this
Get yourself some Clinique Happy. Get yourself some dress shoes, and you'll be picking up ladies like no other.
No, I just ordered some Canoe.
Did you really?
Yeah, Canoe for Men, man. Canoe for Men is the best.
You just ordered it right now.
Well, I mean, yeah, it was right here in front of me.
What did we shop? Are you You're shopping while we're on the podcast?
I always look up stuff that y'all talk about.
Are you still playing video games too?
No, it's just on the main screen.
Multitasker, right? Yeah. See.
Oh, I could have got the double gift set for $15.
Son of a bitch. No,
okay.
The next scene is one of my favorites with Michael McDonald.
Oh yeah, it's the Leprechaun nursing his hangover in the coffee shop. That's right. So
that's so many good lines.
I guess Flanders, because I don't ever remember his real name.
It's Flenders. Flender.
Rodman Flender. I guess used to, in a couple of his projects, cast people from Groundlings, which is like an improv troupe in LA, and that's where Michael McDonald came from, and a couple of these other people. And obviously Michael McDonald was eventually on Mad TV, and now he's in like a lot of movies here and there. But yeah, he was absolutely hilarious for sure.
Yeah.
And that's where he dies from the espresso steam in his face.
Yes, that was a pretty good effect too, I must say.
I don't know if he did the death effects, but Bartolos was once again on this doing the Leprechaun effects, and I think most of the deaths too. So he does an awesome job. The Leprechaun does look really good. I think he looks pretty good.
He's in the first picture too. Yeah, I like. He looks a little more like gritty with like the black around his lips, and his teeth are all blacked out, and I think he looks a little bit more creepier too.
Yeah. I don't know if we're there yet in the storyline, but he has her back down in his lair. Yeah, because they they go back to the Grand Prix. Why do they do that? To get
the safe.
Yeah, but why do they need the safe?
Because it's made out of iron. And they trap the Leprechaun in the safe.
That's right. So they go back to Grand Prix. They're getting the safe set up. Security guard Naps Morty. Yeah. Nabs. There we go. Nags.
Someone gets killed. Oh yeah, the security guard gets killed.
Yeah, Nabs Morty. And then we see him in his the Leprechaun in his awesome death race style
custom go-kart.
Yeah, custom go-kart. Trying to run down Charlie. And then a new mythology. Hello, new mythology here. Can't kill him if he's holding your gold, I guess.
Yeah. Yes, that's right.
That was never a thing before. Yeah, he just zooms right through him.
That doesn't make any sense.
I know.
Because he was going to kill the guy that ate his gold coin in the first movie.
Well, like I said, it's totally different than the first one. It's like a complete reboot.
Yeah, they're like changing all the rules here. Guess
I'm finding plot holes in all of this.
No holes.
No holes. So he goes back to the lair. Bridget is play acting like she really wants him there, so that she can get her chance to leave. And was it then, or what? Did it already happen where he hits her with the split tongue and the juices? I think
no. I don't think so.
He goes to. I think it's this when he comes back. He's there. They're there. She's in that dress now. She tries to stab him with the shoemaker's tool, but it just bends.
Yeah, and that's where we see the bottle of Guinness, and where in the little bearing hole where the chest of his belongings are.
Yes. But I think it's before that, or maybe it's after that, where he licks her face with the split tongue, and where I might.
Yeah, that was before. That was when he first took her down there.
But the tongue, I guess they did glue the tongue to his actual tongue. They dried his tongue out. They glued it to his tongue.
Oh my god!
Yeah, and
sucks.
Using some kind of special glue, and then they ran that whatever that fluid was through it. That honestly looked like jizz coming right out of his tongue onto her face. And yeah, it was pretty nasty. But
yeah, none of that sounds good.
No. They also, when running around the lair down there, they had a stand-in or a double for Warwick, and he had to constantly hold the light in Warwick's face, standing next to the Steadicam guy, just to keep the lighting at the right level and everything to match up with Warwick while they were running around. But Warwick did say that he that's another thing that bothered me about Flender is he's doing the commentary, and he kept saying Warwick instead of Warwick.
So his name was Warwick.
Get the guy. How could you get his name?
Yeah, Warwick. He just kept saying Warwick. It's Warwick.
Warwick.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
He was saying it really fast.
But Warwick did say that he tried to do a majority of his own stunts and body double work because he just said that even with the standing in there, it just the way that he moves, the way that he had the character figured out is so specific that it was really hard for anyone else to move the same way or do the same things.
Yeah.
So
I'd imagine. I mean, that's a character that has its own walk, has its own kind of swagger, you know. So it'd be hard to get it exactly right.
They
you
had
can see if it's double.
Yeah. They had roaches that fell on Charlie's head. They stuck some kind of green like stickers to him to make him green, as you could see. And and Flender even said they had to have like an ASPCA rep there just to make sure that no cockroaches got hurt.
Oh, I'm sure. The cockroaches had their own agent and lawyer.
Yes.
Well, we went through that with Creepshow too. They had to have the cockroach protection people there and stuff.
Well, that's because they imported all those from out of country,
like India or something,
and they weren't really supposed to be let loose in the U.S., so they had to make sure they were all contained and everything.
Yeah.
And didn't like a bunch of them die on the way over? And
yeah, it was something to do with like the weather conditions. They all died.
Yeah. Then you had that cool little like skeleton that came to life.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And that was all practical effects. It was just literally someone working it like a marionette from off screen. And I thought it worked really well. That was pretty good. And he said that the thorns when Charlie's running, or no, it's not Charlie, it's Bridget when she's running, when she's down there, then she falls into the thorn pit, but then she's flailing, and then she ends up back in her house again. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
It was like a really weird transition there. But then
she can't escape because she has her collar on.
Yeah, and she's just seeing things in the house. It ends up she's really just been in the tunnel the whole time. But he said that was inspired by Suspiria when she falls in the baling wire, right, Rob?
Oh yeah, she can't get out of the baling wire.
Yeah,
God. I still haven't seen the remake. People have been talking that the remake is better or worse than the original.
I haven't seen the remake either.
I hadn't seen the remake yet.
Yeah, I need to watch it. But yeah, that was obviously not razor wire in the original.
No, it was obviously the most dullest form of wire. Like, no, we definitely don't want anybody to get cut. We need to make sure this wire is as thick and dull as possible.
Yes. I guess how would you have done it? I don't know. You would have had to do some
maybe
kind of
come up with an idea that didn't involve like a rat's nest of wire. I mean, I don't know. It's just it's irritating. Italian horror. It's like it's like what are the great calling cards of Italian horror that is terrible and it makes no sense? Because I mean, I've not seen one Italian horror movie that I was like, God, I sure hope they keep making them like this. Douchebags.
I'll have to watch more Italian horror and check it out.
I need to too. Yeah, I need to get up my Italian horror watching.
Of course, he blows up at the end because they stab him with a wrought iron spike, and that's the trick.
And that's after he gives him. That's before after he gives him the chocolate gold coin as disguised.
That's right. Leprechaun disguises himself as Bridget again and hits on Cody, gives him a kiss, grabs the gold coin from him, and then turns back into the Leprechaun. But it ends up just being the chocolate coin. And stab him with a wrought iron. And she's like, "He's gonna blow!" And then they run. And I didn't really.
He does blow.
Yeah, he does blow, and I didn't really notice it. But Flender said that he drops to his knees with his arms up right before he explodes, and that was an homage to Platoon, Willem Dafoe in Platoon.
Oh, really?
Don't make homages to really classic movies like Platoon and your Leprechaun movies, please.
He did. I didn't even really catch it, but that's what he said. Platoon, right there. So now that he did that, this movie's up there and on the same level as Platoon.
Yeah.
Just so you know, Rob.
No. Platoon is a good movie. I can't say it's a great movie. It has the wrong Estevez brother in it. It's got Charlie Sheen and not Emilio.
Oh.
I mean, it suffers from that.
Sure.
Willem Dafoe is decent.
Willem Dafoe's awesome.
It has that adagio for string soundtrack that gets you.
Yeah, it has a great soundtrack, that's for sure.
I do like Tom Berenger in that movie.
Berenger is just a badass in general. I mean,
we need
Sniper.
I'm about to say Sniper. Sniper was with Billy Zane.
I thought there was a Sniper with Berenger. Was there not?
No. That was it. Was Billy Zane was his co-star or whatever.
Right.
In
okay,
Sniper.
That's right.
Billy Zane was the young sniper, and Tom Berenger was the old grizzled sniper.
That's right. I'll have to rewatch that again. Well, it's CCA right there.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. I mean that's we're at the end of the movie now, and as far as that goes. But I guess in the casting process leading up to Leprechaun 2, when Flender got attached, Warwick Davis was already attached to it. So, and Flender's like, yeah, I wouldn't have done it if they didn't have Warwick attached already. But when they interviewed Warwick, he was saying that before they confirmed him for sure, it was almost like they kept throwing around other names to as if to say, it's not for sure going to be you. Don't just think it's going to be you for sure. We might have blah, 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 and we might have blah, 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 blah. And so he said he remembered it being what's going on here? Do you want to use me or not? And they just kept saying, well, yeah, but we've been talking to blah, 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 but we'll let you know. And then, of course, they went with him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Warwick Davis is the only thing you have.
Yeah, really.
In these
He's
movies.
What makes the movie.
Yeah.
Apparently, Denise Richards was a contender for Bridget.
One of the producers wanted Denise Richards to play Bridget.
Oh, that'd have been nice.
That would have been a good. She would have been the second star worth watching this movie.
Yeah, but I guess Flender was pushing for whoever played it, Jerkoff. And
Yerkin the Jerkin.
Siobhan Durkin.
And the producer, one of the few times he did this, just let him do his thing. Just let him have it,
Yeah.
And then the Flender kept talking about how they would just shot, and so did Warwick, saying that this was super low budget. They shot 18-hour days. The director, Flender, said he did 16-hour days for 2 weeks straight, no day off, just to get this thing done. And they said the budget was tighter than the first one, and they had more constrictions. And Warwick said it seemed like they had less money and less resources on this one than they did in the first one, which you'd think it'd be opposite since the first one did well.
Yeah.
But
the budget on this was $2 million estimated, but they only grossed in $2.3 million on box office. So not really make a lot of money, but it made more, I guess.
This was the last one that was theatrically released.
That's right. Yeah.
Everything else after this went to home video, so they obviously this sort of
home video on VHS.
VHS home video. DVD.
Digital video disc. The sound.
I don't know how it all goes. Yeah, I do remember
they're so good. I used to love getting a DVD or even a VHS tape, and they would do previews to coming attractions, but for DVD,
on DVD.
This month Fox Searchlight presents on DVD Die Hard for the first time.
Someone needs to
DVD. Oh my god!
Someone in the group needs to find that recording and post it.
Yeah,
of one of those.
Sylvester Stallone in Rambo First Blood on DVD. They wanted a war. I gave him a war on DVD.
And then it would do the feature presentation music.
Your feature presentation.
No, before.
I mean, that's what this generation of kids is going to be missing, man.
Now, before. You forgot, before all that, it went. You wouldn't steal someone's purse, would you?
Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't steal. Pirating is a real crime, a criminal offense.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
I wish Amazon would do previews to coming attractions when you rented or bought a movie.
Yeah,
it'd be so much better.
You know, with Blu-rays now, they do those getting you a fresh preview from the internet. That's pretty cool.
Ooh.
Yeah, when you put in a Blu-ray. So
I remember I used to have certain movies I watched all the time, and I actually still enjoyed watching the previews.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, this is the one that has the preview for whatever on it. Like, I need to watch that again.
I need to dig out. My parents have boxed up like a ton of old VHSs, and I need to dig out things that we taped because I taped like Aliens on TV and watched it over and over and over again. So I'm sure all the commercials are on there. It'd be cool just to see all the commercials from like 89, from like 93.
1993, 92.
I got a bunch of VHS tapes. I need to get my VCR out. I got like Bull Durham. I got actually all my Kevin Costner movies.
Are they taped or just you own the actual VHS?
I own the actual VHS, so there's going to be like tasty previews on that thing. Previews for stuff from 1989 are on them. I'll be like, oh my god, I need to see that movie.
Yeah,
I love those vintage. There's just something good about watching a old VHS tape in your old VHS player. It's like, yeah.
Somebody hit the tracking button. It's not working.
Yeah, the tracking. Oh my god, yeah.
I remember my dad bought a VHS player that he was so excited because it had auto tracking. And so as soon as the tape would start to do it, you'd hear it track. And he's like, oh yeah, that was worth it right there.
There it goes. Huh?
Yeah, check that out. Yeah, boy, you work really hard. One day you'll be able to get yourself an auto tracking VHS player.
Auto tracking, I remember that too. Those were the high priced VCRs.
Well, I think that covers Leprechaun 2.
Yeah. Sorry. One more fact: this was the only Leprechaun film to take place on St. Patrick's Day. Funny enough.
Yes.
We need to do a month of horror movies to where we can only watch them on VHS.
I don't have a VCR. Well, my parents do.
I have one at my house that our parents used to have.
That's the one.
I'm serious. Like we need to do like a month of horror movies to where like we have to go. We can only get them through like garage sales and Goodwill. Dude, I bet you'd find some pretty. Imagine watching Army of Darkness again on VHS.
Yeah,
I can imagine it being not that high quality.
Oh, it doesn't. No, I think it's even better quality. That's how it was meant to be viewed.
I probably still have it on VHS somewhere.
That's the problem. That's the problem with watching some of these movies that we watch. They haven't been remastered. So you're watching a digital copy of a VHS copy on a 4K TV, and you're like, this isn't near as nice. I need to go find like an old tube television and a VCR, and then you can really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre is supposed to be gritty.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be all HD and brushed up.
Yeah. Well, I think that covers Leprechaun 2. So we'll be on to the third installment next week at our normally scheduled time. Sorry, this is probably coming out. I'll probably release it tonight, Saturday night here. So tonight or tomorrow it'll hit. So
big crazy week, guys. Sorry we're late on this one, but
we gave you 2 interviews as to make up for it, bonuses. So there you go.
Yeah.
Cool. What did you watch?
What did you watch?
Who?
You, Rob.
You first, Rob.
I watched. What did I watch? Dang it! I gotta have to review here.
I don't know if I got anything.
I didn't watch shit. I didn't watch anything. Tell you the truth, because of how busy this fucking week was. That's why we didn't get the episode in.
Yeah. I watched Get Hard with Will Ferrell.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I've never seen that one.
Yeah, it was very funny, but it wasn't horror, but it was still funny.
Yeah,
That's it. That's it for me.
I'm trying to think if I watched anything. Oh, I watched the Ted Bundy tapes.
Oh yeah. How's that?
On Netflix. They were pretty good. It was really interesting. It happened like the big major one that he did at the sorority happened in in my town of Tallahassee. So
oh yeah,
it was kind of interesting to watch that. It had a whole bunch of old newsreels and news footage about it, and I guess Zac Efron's going to be in the new movie.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that's right. He's playing Ted Bundy. It's going to be interesting to see that.
That sorority out where he like just walked into like 6 different people's rooms and just fucked them up, basically.
Oh yeah,
that was right there at on FSU campus.
Beat them all up.
Did he actually kill anyone that time?
I think he killed 3. He attacked like 4 or 5 and killed 3.
I think someone said that. I think I was listening to the Ted Bundy episodes on LP on the Left that Henry was saying that someone like not right after, but even more recently has gone there like dressed up as Ted Bundy for like a party or something, and
like a Halloween party.
Yeah, and then they like kick him out. They don't take it as a joke around there. They're like, no.
No, they still do not take it. They do not take it as a joke around Sorority Row down there.
Yeah, it's crazy. Anyways, well, cool. Awesome. We're a little over on time. That's all right, though. But we'll be on to Leprechaun 2 next week. Who knows? Maybe we'll sneak in some interviews, too. I am working on one that's sort of interesting. It's not, big news like a couple of these directors and actors that we interviewed recently. But I forgot her name. I'll obviously announce it before we do it. But she has been like touted as perhaps the next Elvira. So she has published some books and is in some like independent films and does some horror stuff and does the whole get up and dress up and everything. And so I think what we're going to do with her, instead of just having her as a guest and it's all about her, because not too many people knows who she is. This is more to like get her out there. We're going to just have her do like review a movie with us, and because she's doing the Elvira type thing, she's mostly knowledgeable about like trauma and sort of the more older classics, and so I think we even talked about it. I think what she wants to do, I don't think it ended up being a trauma film. It was I forgot what it's called. We'll announce it. It was called like Freaks or something like that. So it's like a horror comedy, but look for that coming out. We're putting that together, so that'll just be interesting to have her as a guest as we review that movie and see what she's all about. But
awesome.
Yeah, so cool, guys. Follow us at Danny Bonin, at Scotty Bonin, at O'Neilio 4Os, at CC Horror on Twitter, at Cult Classic Horror on everything else. Patreon.com/Cult Classic Horror. If you want to support what we're doing, give a little extra, and you can get access to our Cult Classic Action podcast, which I know we're a little behind on, guys, but we're going to be recording and releasing our Bloodsport episode either tomorrow, actually, or just in the middle of this week, depending on if I find a Blu-ray with like a lot of extras on it. So that'll be later this week for sure. By then, we'll be releasing a new CCA episode. So if you want to hear us review action movies with our good friend Carmelo Chimera, you can subscribe to that. And we usually do, we've consistently done one a month, but sometimes we do one every 2 weeks. And then also I should mention, I just said Carmelo Chimera. I know he's trying to spread the word. He's actually giving away one of his comic book shops. He has 2 in the Chicago area, and he's giving away one of them. So just search Chimera's Comics on Facebook to get the details. He's got a video up there, and you guys can apply. He's just no joke, no exaggeration. He's literally just handing over the keys of his comic book shop to somebody because he can't handle both stores and his day job anymore. So giving one of them away. Obviously, you'll have to
be awesome.
Take over probably some expenses and things like that, but you won't have to physically like pay him anything for it. So there's that.
Steal.
So check that out.
Wow.
Cool, guys. Well, that wraps her up. So,
alrighty.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next week.
See you
later.
Don't you blame the movies? Movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more creative.
Oh, yes. There will be blood.